Coming up next on Let's Refresh with Apostle Stephen A. Davis.
The deterioration has stopped. The deterioration of your mind has stopped. You're not worried like you used to be worried. You're not depressed like you used to be depressed. You ought to be shouting everywhere, I'm on my way now. I'm on my way. That's what I mean by giving your testimony. You got a little bit of results, but you know that more is on the way. If I can get a little bit, I can get a whole lot. If I can get a little bit of results, I can get a whole lot of results. So I want to talk about Jesus, and I want to talk about this power of today that takes faith. I guess it's been almost a month now that I got the information about my sister that I just prayed for. And I was waiting to see her in the service. I'm so glad I asked about a book, because it gave me an opportunity to lay my holy hands on her. For those of you who have only seen the administrative side of me, for those of you who have only seen the entrepreneur side of me, you just haven't been around long enough to experience the healing side of me. Because I prayed for many, many of my members, and they did get healed. When the need arises, it is your job to be able to transition out of your norm into the place to meet the needs of the people. So this particular message, so the boys who think they're equal, what have you laid your hands on lately? Once you start functioning, it eliminates your competition. Smarts can't get rid of demons of sickness and disease. If you're not a surgeon, you can't help them. Now let's talk some. Faith today. If you notice in this conversation that Martha has with Jesus, she goes out and meets Jesus while Mary is still sitting at the house. And she starts this conversation with Jesus and said, if you had been here, my brother would not have died. Saying, I'm going to go in the past and say, if you were here when he got sick, he would not have died. You had the power to heal him back in that day. Then Jesus begins his conversation with her, and then she says to him that I know whatever you say to the Father, he will do it. So in the present day, she's saying he will do it. And then she turns around after he tells her he is the resurrection. He turns around and she tells him that I know he will be raised. He says, I'm going to raise him up. She said, I know he'll be raised at the last day. So she understands the past Jesus and she understands the future Jesus, but she didn't understand the now Jesus. Like many of you, you understand the past Jesus, you understand the future Jesus, but you don't understand the now Jesus. Because too many people are suffering in your presence that you forgot who Jesus is. The magnitude of the suffering will make you forget about the modern day Jesus. So many people are looking forward to the Jesus that's going to rescue them from the chaos of this earth. And some people remember the Jesus that was doing signs, wonders, and miracles, but he wasn't here at that time. So my brother died. Now nothing can be done. I'm holding a conversation, and it seems like my mind is in turmoil because I'm talking in two different ways. I'm having a conversation with you, and we're talking about what you can do, and I'm thinking I agree with you about what you can do, and my next sentence that I give is that you won't do it until the resurrection or in the last day. So you have to be careful about these conversations that people are having about God, because one minute they'll be saying he can do it, and the next minute they'll say he's going to do it tomorrow. Or he's going to do it next week, or he's going to do it next year. So she was putting off what Jesus wanted to do now. Could you not be putting off what Jesus wants to do now? Can you be saying that he could do it then, but he can't do it now? Do you not know there's a religious doctrine that said Jesus doesn't do miracles anymore? You could be living in that day when the message got to you that Jesus don't heal people from cancer anymore. Jesus don't deliver people who are bound anymore. You could be living in that day where you're dwelling in information that is not valid. And I feel bad for the people around you who need your faith and you don't have any faith for today. The worst thing that can happen is I rob my family of my faith today and tell them it may have happened then and it may happen later, but it can't happen now. Could you be so traumatized that you don't believe anything can happen? Let's talk about Martha just for a moment, and we're going to figure out why Mary was sitting at home and never got up to go meet Jesus, did not come to the worship service. She was so depressed and so emotionally broken, she did not even go to meet Jesus. But if you think about it, before, when Jesus came to their house, she was the one that stayed at his feet, and Martha was working. Now, what happened to that woman when the death of her brother caused her to not want to entertain Jesus anymore? The body of Christ is in a condition because it's gone through so much trauma that when Jesus shows up, they don't even know how to go meet Jesus. They don't know how to worship. They don't know how to have faith. They don't have faith for today. They think something's going to happen later, and they think something happened back then, but they don't have any faith for today. Have you not been so traumatized you don't believe that anything can happen in the service? Did you drag yourself up on this campus? Did you stream in this evening not believing anything that can happen? Shame on you. You let that thing traumatize you so bad you don't have any faith to believe for a miracle right now, and you're going to let that lady and myself stand over there and get a miracle, and you can't get a miracle, and you're sitting here watching it. Where did you get your faith from? Maybe you tore down like that because you have emotional trauma that you haven't gotten over. That death set them back so bad that they didn't even recognize who they had entertained at their house. It was a major setback. You got people all around you. You got people serving in the church that's so traumatized they don't believe anything. Not right now. And then think they have a right to sit down on the presence of God. She was sitting in her house. She wouldn't come out of her house like you sitting. She was sitting, relaxing, needed a miracle for her brother. Shame on you for not believing that God would do something after that. I'd hate to have you on my team. Lady Davis and Sasha know not to let some of y'all get in the hospital room if I'm ever in a bad place. Ain't no need of you getting mad. You ain't coming in my room when if I'm in a bad place. Absolutely not. Because you don't believe in the Jesus today. And shame on y'all who bring people who don't have faith into the room. Shame on y'all who calling people you know don't have faith today. They can talk about the miracles of yesterday, but do they have a miracle for right now? They can talk about what's coming, but do they believe in anything that's happening right now? Do you believe and do you have faith for today, or is your faith still in yesterday? Or do you believe that there's going to be something happen tomorrow? Well, God can do something right now. He is God. He is God right now. And because of your elementary thinking, because of the trauma in your mind and in your heart and all your dilemmas that you've gone through, because the check didn't come, because the money didn't come, because the answer didn't come, you think Jesus can't do anything today. You're still in trauma, baby. You're always going to be stuck in the past, dreaming about the future while you're missing out on your now. One sister sitting down, didn't even go to meet him. The next sister runs out and she's mentally disturbed, emotionally disturbed. She's everywhere. Look at the conversation. 1 minute she's saying you could have. Next minute she says you can. Then the next minute she said in the end, at the end, at the last. That's 3 different emotions she's having in one conversation with Jesus. How many emotions are you having in one moment? If your emotions are shifting like that, you're probably missing out on your miracle and you're standing right in front of it. You need to grab your own head and say, I got to get myself together. 1 minute you believe in the church, next minute you don't believe in the church. 1 minute you worship, and the next minute you sitting down. I don't understand that stuff. That's why I'm going to start shifting my front rows out. I need to shout every week. I don't need nothing coming on my front row sitting down. So we're going to start shifting it. Every week it's going to rotate because somebody's got to have it. I don't had enough people getting on my front row sitting down. They're having emotional trauma. They're excited this week. They're not excited that week because they're having emotional trauma. Something going on in their lives and they don't know how to explain it and they don't know how to handle what's going on. Every time you come in here, Jesus shows up. You're either going to sit at your house or you're going to talk about things that don't matter and miss out on your moment. The Bible says in Hebrews 11:1, now faith is the substance of things hoped for. If you got faith now, you can get a miracle now. You can get a breakthrough now. But you got to have faith in the same moment that the miracles are flowing. You can't say they're in yesterday and you can't postpone them until tomorrow. I know I'm right. You trying to do something great and they having an emotional ride. You got to be set, baby. Come hell or high water, I still believe. You understand what I'm saying? Good days, bad days, stormy days, rainy days, sunshiny days, days in the desert, days on the beach, I still believe. So many believe in a powerful Jesus in the old days or a powerful Jesus that's coming, but not a powerful Jesus now. All this been in the scriptures we've been preaching for years. She could not believe in the powerful Jesus now. She understood the powerful Jesus before her brother died when he was sick. She understood that Jesus. She understood the Jesus that was coming in the resurrection at the last day. But she didn't understand the Jesus that was going to give the power to roll a stone away and bring him out of the tomb. What stone is still in front of your life because you don't have a prayer chain that can believe for today? When they say somehow, somewhere, I say I'm getting somebody else to pray with me. When they start saying one day, I'm going to get somebody else to pray for. I need people praying with me that says now. If you can't say now with me, you can't pray with me. You can't run with me. You ain't going to be close to me. We ain't hanging out together because I'm looking for some now people because that's the kind of faith you need. I need Jesus now. I don't need him after the pandemic is over. I need him right now. I don't care. He saved me, from dying in the pandemic, but here I am still here and I still need a Jesus today. I need him right now. And some of y'all, you may not have needed him to hold your mind together then, but you need him to hold your mind together now. So she talks about Jesus I knew that healed back then. She talked about Jesus that would resurrect later. But she couldn't talk about the Jesus that can lift him up at that moment. What about the Jesus that can do it now? Because it takes a different mindset to attract the Jesus that can do it now. Jesus is frustrated with y'all because y'all can't believe in today. Jesus was frustrated with her because she didn't have the faith for today. He said, what, you going to put me off? Are you going to put me off? And then she said, you are the Christ. When she said, you are the Christ, I can do something now because Christ means Christo, it means the anointed one. So now the anointing is there. Now that I can do something, now you believe that this situation can change right now. Until you see him as Christ, nothing's going to change. As long as you see the ministry powerful and you think this is just a teaching, you're going to stay in the condition that you're in. But when you see this as Jesus showing up every time we come together, every time you turn your streaming on, something's going to break in your life. I can always tell when somebody looks at things the wrong way. There ain't no breakthrough. But when something is looked at in the proper perspective, all the time, I always get a breakthrough. I got a breakthrough yesterday. I got on a Zoom call yesterday, and it renovated my life. You want to know why? Christ showed up on that Zoom call yesterday. Why did he show up? I expected him that day. I don't need no postponed Jesus. I need Jesus now. I don't need Jesus of yesterday. I need the Jesus of right now. I need Jesus in 2022. I thank you for what he's done, but I want to know what he's doing. I want to know. That's why you need to go to social media sometime. How in the world are you going to be depressed? And you've been reading all those blessings and breakthroughs and miracles. And then you say, well, and nothing happened to me. Maybe you're not standing close enough. Because if you get close enough, it will happen to you. How in the world do you, after celebrating 25 years of marriage, somebody gives you a trip to the Bahamas? That sounds like favor to me. That sounds like you've gotten close enough to God that God worked a miracle today. How do you get a raise of $5,000 and you can't tell anybody because they weren't close enough to get it today because they haven't heard Stephen A. Davis minister the word and said that God is releasing miracles, signs, and wonders in the lives of God's people? Are you not listening? The news is that Jesus is moving today. This particular perspective that postpones things, this perspective points to a limited religious mindset. When you start putting him out, you say, well, yep, he could have done it then, and then maybe he'll do it later. That is a limited religious mindset. If you ever want to trace religion, religion always puts off for later what God wants to do now. In the sweet by and by. Well, we done came into the by and by. I need to see something now. Pastors, we've seen enough. We've been through enough. They talked about it then. Let's have it now. If we're going to have it, this is the time to have it. If we're going to be blessed, this is the time to be blessed. If it's going to be a healing, this is the time to be healed. What? I am not putting it off. If I'm going to get a miracle, I'm going to get a miracle right now. The Bible says, as the men, the 10 lepers, were walking in obedience to what Jesus said, they were cleansed. As they were walking, when they turned around, there was still leprosy. As they took a step, things started to get better. They took another step, things kept getting better, because the deterioration stopped when they obeyed the word that they had received. If I was lame in any part of my body, I am not going to wait until I have full mobility. I'm going to start shouting when I can feel it again. I got some feeling now. Jesus, I got some feeling now. I'm on my way. The deterioration has stopped now. So now I'm getting my feeling back. Now I get a visual. I'm going to walk again. I have feeling in my hand. I'm going to be able to use these hands again. I can see, it may be clouded, but I can see just a little bit. I see men like trees right now, but I believe if I can see them like trees, I can see them clearly. Jesus prayed for them again. I believe some of y'all don't understand where you are. You just have small results, but you're about to have some major results in your life. Stay away from around the people that say, oh, you just got a little feeling. Stay away from around people that say, oh, well, you had enough joy that you didn't have to call me to pray for you anymore. Because if I can get a little bit of joy, I can get a whole lot of joy. If I can get a little bit of strength, I'm on my way to getting a whole lot of strength. If I can get a little bit of victory, I can get a whole lot of victory, because it goes from faith to faith and glory to glory. And every time I get a little, I start looking forward and have a faith for a little bit more. If I feel a little bit better in service, then I'm going to believe to feel really good when I get out of service. I may have a little limp, but after a while, I'm walking. That limp is going to leave because I wasn't walking at all. How many of you are getting just a little results that you need to shout and celebrate about? The deterioration has stopped. The deterioration of your mind has stopped. You're not worried like you used to be worried. You're not depressed like you used to be depressed. You ought to be shouting everywhere, I'm on my way now. I'm on my way. That's what I mean by giving your testimony. You got a little bit of results, but you know that more is on the way. If I can get a little bit, I can get a whole lot. If I can get a little bit of results, I can get a whole lot of results. Never tell me that I can have a little bit of life when God promised me through Jesus Christ that I can have an abundant life, which is a Zoe life. So if I can have a Zoe, if I can have a little bit of life, then I'm gonna have a whole lot of life. Because Jesus has already promised me in John 10:10 that I can have an abundant life. So now I'm starting to live. Those of you who have finally started living, you're about to really live. If you stay on that track, you're gonna really live. Don't let anybody get you to detour. Your deterioration has already stopped. It's already stopped. There's no more decay. Nothing else is drying up. With faith in a today Jesus, you will make a full recovery. Streamers, hear me. You need to start typing in right now, full recovery, full recovery, full recovery. Because if you believe in a today Jesus, I can promise you as a man of God, a man of faith, that you will make a full recovery. Don't let me get feeling in my toes and tell me I can't have feeling in my legs. Don't let me be able to see out of one eye and tell me I can't see out of both eyes. And I don't care if I got a glass eye, I'll see out of the glass eye. Don't tell me if I can get part of a miracle, I can't have a whole miracle. Don't tell me if I can get $100 in my bank account that I can't have $1 million in my bank account. Don't tell me if I can pay a credit card off that I can't be totally debt free. You ought to rejoice. Any bill that you pay off, you ought to rejoice. You are on your way to debt cancellation. I'm on my way. I'm on my way. Paid off that doctor bill. I'm on my way. Paid off that student loan. I'm on my way. Is there anybody that's on their way to full recovery because you have faith today? Every partial breakthrough is a seed for a full manifested breakthrough. See, God starts out with seed. He gradually moves you into certain things. But see, when you gradually move and you appreciate God more when you get to the end, and some of you have been gradually moving, but I'm telling you, your gradual process is going to cause you to inhabit God's full process. Those of you who had a half a marriage, if you can have a half a marriage, you can have a whole marriage. I'm going to say it again. This is for those of you who thought it wasn't going to work. If you can have a half a marriage, you can have a whole marriage. And if you know your stuff's a little bit rocky, you might want to shout right there. You shouldn't have let me. As a child, you shouldn't have let me see that I could have one parent. Now that I believe I can have two. I believe I can have a mom and a daddy. If you let me have one, I believe if I use my faith, I can multiply. I'm gonna pray for my mom and daddy. God will send me a father. I'm gonna pray for my. See, y'all don't understand. Y'all don't understand. Don't give me a seed of anything and think I'm not gonna get to whole. You give me a day, I'll create a week. You give me a week, I'll create a month. You give me a month, I'll create a year. You give me a year, I'll create a decade, baby. Because anything you give me, it's a seed for where I'm going. You should have kept my eyes closed. You should have stopped my experience. Now that I have an experience, I have a reason to believe for greater than what I have right now, because I have a Jesus that shows up today. Take about 30 seconds and shout about your Jesus that's here right now, that's healing right now, that's delivering right now, that's setting the captive free right now, that's changing things in your life right now, that's changing things in your household right now, that's changing things on your job right now, that's changing things on your business right now, that's changing right now, right now, right now, right now, right now. Too late, devil. Too late, devil. I got it right now, Jesus. I got one that heals now. I got one that delivers now. I got one that frees me right now. I got one that loves me right now. It's too late. Too late, haters. I got it right now, Jesus. He loves me now. He cares for me right now. He protects me right now. He uplifts me right now. Because I got it right now, Jesus. Take you about 30 more seconds. Shout to your right now, Jesus. Praise Him. Let me tell y'all what's wrong with the young people. Y'all postpone what Jesus wants to do right now. I need some people under 25, that you want to see a Jesus that does things right now. I just need you to come around the front if you're in the auditorium. If you're streaming and you're under 25. I need you to just stand right in front of whatever your mobile device is. Now that we've canceled the debt here at this property, we want to release our faith towards you and towards many others that are our parishioners, covenant pastors, and covenant members. We want to extend our faith because we believe that God can cancel debt for anyone. So we're excited about what God has done here, but we're much more excited about what God is going to do for you. So behind me, you can see a cross. That's debt that's tacked to that cross right there. And anything in the spiritual realm we wanted to get rid of, like sin, we would nail it to the cross. Well, we have placed debt on this cross, so as a representation that debt is no more, it's being canceled. So I want to stimulate your faith right now, get you excited, because you're going to come from under the pressure of debt, the demands on your income each month. That thing is about to go away. I'm already excited for you. So I want you to do this. If you want to get your information to us, there's a website there's a email address, and you can send it to us and we will put it on the cross, because we're believing for you and we want you to partner with us, because we want your money freed up, because right now we have another level of freedom and we want you to be free too. And we're not going to let anything enslave you, and especially in the area of finances. We're going to get you free, and we want you to join us because we feel there's something special on us now, and we're going to exemplify that, and then you're going to walk in it. So we're excited, and you remain excited because it's your time. God bless you.
Want to find out more about Apostle Stephen A. Davis? Well, log on, because StephenADavis.org is now live. That's right, log on to StephenADavis.org now and you can find out all about him, watch live broadcasts, and get all the information you need at StephenADavis.org. Available on all platforms. Log on today. Refresh Family Church. As we worship together, remember our 5 goals: serving the needs of families, reaching the lost, equipping the saints, reaching the nations, and transferring to generations. At Refresh Family Church, we're more than just a church. We're a nation. To find out more, log on to StephenADavis.org. We'll see you next time.